Well, today we're going to be talking about how you can create great content. The kind of content either for your YouTube channel or your blog that gets you more subscribers and more followers fast. Coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and create a retirement from nothing. Well, a lot of people, just like me, they want to create a YouTube channel or maybe a blog that will help produce income for their retirement. But the idea of creating so much content can be a little bit overwhelming. Well, I've been a content creator now for over 30 years. Whether that be in the book realm, I've been a ghostwriter for years of nonfiction books. I've done blog posts, freelance writing, and in every single area, including the YouTube channel, there is a great structure or formula, if you will, that works to create really great content. Now be sure you listen to the end because there is a bonus on creating great content that you're going to want to hear. Now, the kind of content I'm going to be talking about today is really where you are teaching someone something or you're sharing steps to do something. In my case, my channel is all about making money, saving money, and creating a retirement from nothing, a retirement lifestyle, in other words. So I teach people how to do things in those three areas. But if you are trying to teach people how to do things, whether it's build a deck, cook a great lasagna, whatever it is you are trying to teach or convey, there's a specific structure, logical structure, that works very, very well. Now, one of the things I'm not really going to talk about in depth today is vlogs. The type of vlogs where you're talking about your life and what's going on in your day, those are really story-based vlogs. And that's a different style and structure. It still needs a structure and it's still a specific style, but I'm not really going to go into depth on those today. If you want me to go into depth on those in another video, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do that. But this is specifically going to be for videos that are anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes long and teach people how to do something. Now, when you watch videos like this, sometimes it can be easy to think, oh, well, that person, they just sat down and they just rattled this stuff off. And yeah, no, there are very few people who actually can do that effectively. And most of the time it ends up into this rambly, unorganized mess. And you know, you've watched videos like that where the person just kind of rambled, they got off topic chasing rabbits, and it was just like, ugh, and you click off. Well, the whole idea of having a YouTube channel or creating content is you want people to subscribe. You want people to come back for more. And so in order to do that, you have to give them something of value. When people come to your channel or read your content, they are trading their time for your content. And that's got to be a good trade. The second that's not a good trade-off, they're out. They're gone. And when I'm talking about not rambling, I'm also talking about not including a lot of uninteresting filler. I know you've all had the experience where you see this great recipe online and, oh, you're going to click over there. Maybe you'll make it tonight. And it's just scroll past what their grandma told them about it, why they love the ingredients, blah, 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 blah. Just give me the recipe. That's what people want. You've got to deliver what you promise. So give them something of value, give it to them very efficiently, and then let them go on with their life. Now, this structure is very simple, but don't let it deceive you. It is very simple because it works. It works very well. So the first step in creating your structure is to create a main topic. What's your video about? And then under that main topic, put anywhere from 5 to 7 bullet points of things you're going to talk about that main topic. Let's say you're going to teach people how to save money on kids' clothes. Simple topic, right? That's your main topic, how to save money on your children's clothes. In that first bullet point or two, you want to identify with your market. What are the issues they have? Well, number one, they buy a bunch of expensive clothes and then their kids outgrow them in a week or a month. And it's very frustrating. They want their kids to wear nice clothes, but they don't want to spend a fortune. So talk about that in your first bullet point. In the follow-up bullet points, talk about, okay, where can you get good quality kids' clothes that are either discounted and less expensive, and give several examples of that, or maybe secondhand, where they can find good quality clothes to ensure their kids always look great, but at a good price. You can also have bullet points where you talk about, okay, what do you do when your kids outgrow them? Is there a way you can sell them or put them on consignment somewhere to create income so you're turning those clothes over in a very cost-effective manner? Those can all be bullet points. Now, once you have your 5 to 7 bullet points, then for each bullet point, as you do your video, you're going to talk about what it is, how it affects your user or your viewer, and tell a story. Stories are very, very important. If you're just giving people bullet points, that's basically like a textbook. It's really boring and no one wants to hear it because they're like, okay, this really isn't helping me. They need an example. They need stories. They need to know why, the whys of things and the options of things. They need to know your experience. The stories are incredibly important. Now, when I have a video that's got 5 to 7 bullet points, and I'm wanting it to be somewhere between 10 and 12 minutes long, a lot of times I will just use 2, maybe 3 stories at the max during that video, just because of time length. If you want a little longer video, add more stories. If you want a little shorter video, cut down your bullet points, and then use 1 or 2 stories. But the stories are vital. When you're doing this outline, one of the things that is very tempting for people to do is think, oh, more is better. Let's come up with 10 bullet points and then we'll talk. And then it ends up being a 30-minute video. People have a limited attention span these days. They also have limited time. So you want to do things in easily digestible sound bites, sound chunks. If you have something like, say you're building a deck, you're doing video on how to build a deck, you might want to turn that into a series. You can have a deck building series instead of trying to put everything but the kitchen sink in one video, which is way too much. You can have a beginning where you talk about the tools, you talk about the equipment, you talk about safety, you talk about the materials you're going to need. You talk about how you get started, the things that are really important. You talk about how you progress through the deck. I mean, there are many, many things you can do, but it's always better when you're a content creator to put in less actual content and more stories and examples than it is to try and get it all in one video. It is really easy when someone gets one of these big videos, you know, your 30-minute, hour-long video of how to build a deck, they get overwhelmed. And that's normal. That's human nature. We all get overwhelmed. So it's better to cut it up into small chunks of 5 to 7 bullet points when you're teaching something. And if there's more to that, then break it up into 2 videos. Make it a series of 3 videos so people can come back and digest it at their leisure instead of trying to do all one video. Now, when you think about your stories, it's really important that your stories are to the point but are memorable. For example, the story I just told about the deck, you're going to remember the deck story. You're not necessarily going to remember the bullet point that goes with it. That's how humans are. We're very story focused. We're very example focused. So if you can give an example or show an example, if you're doing something to actually cut in and show that example, is very, very helpful. When I did my monetization video for my YouTube channel, I cut in and I showed pictures of my analytics, screenshots of what someone would see if they were looking through screens on how to sign up for a Google AdSense account or any of that. And it was good to show that so people can get an immediate sense of what you're talking about. That they'll remember. The bullet points they may or may not. So when you're creating structure, you want to ensure you have those stories in your structure. They're vital. And now for the bonus on creating great content. When you are thinking of content topics, it is really important that you choose as many topics as possible that are evergreen. What I mean by that is that they will be just as relevant today as they will be 5 years from now. It can be really tempting as a content creator to talk about things that are happening right this second. But when you are working in the environment of YouTube, because YouTube will go back and pick up your old videos, they may be months old, they may be a year old, and promote those for you. If you have created a topic that's only relevant for a month or only relevant for that year, then you've missed that opportunity. And honestly, it takes just as much time to do a video that is about something going on today as it does to do a video about something that is evergreen and will be relevant for years. So I really encourage all content creators to spend as much of your time as possible creating content that is evergreen, because your most valuable asset is your time. And it takes a lot of time to do these videos. So why not spend that time doing something that's going to last? Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.